Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. So, as you can see, I'm playing as the Vampire Count. So you've got the Red Duke in the lead here, which should be fun. I like the Red Duke. I'm against the High Elves, so, you know, things can get a bit iffy, but I think we can pull through. So, my front line, I've actually just got a load of zombies. I just want to bog them down with zombies, because the thing is, like, not a lot of High Elf infantry is very good at killing. They're just incredibly defensive. So, frankly, I might as well bring something that doesn't really, you know, hold up well generally, because they're just going to be holding it back. So, in turn, I'm just going to be holding him back, you know? So, I'm not going to try and kill his front line, I'm just going to be a nuisance. So, zombies will do, frankly. Also, I do have 3 units of Graveguard. These will have a bit more killing power, be able to fight things, so that'll be good. And yeah, saturated in the middle of the zombies. Frankly, the zombies are just going to take a lot of the hits that the Graveguard otherwise would, so the Graveguard can survive longer. So, a lot of fun. Also, it means I can go a lot wider, and I can, you know, slip in gaps and be a nuisance if I want to. So that should be fun. Also, I have the Claw and Gash. The Claw and Gash, obviously, just fantastic. Slows down the enemy, which is really cool. Once it's in melee, which I will have it in melee, because, like I said, High Elves, they're not the best at killing things. So, even if I have this fighting Spearman, they're not going to hurt it, really. Even with the anti-large, it's going to heal through any damage it takes. So, Claw and Gash, I think, is great in this matchup. It should be really fun. And, of course, he does heal nearby things. Also, over here, I have Corpse Cart with Unholy Lodestone. He's going to give nice attack buffs to everything nearby, which is going to, you know, actually make the zombies, well, not very good, but slightly better. They're not close enough right now to see the benefit of it anyway. But, yeah, it'll just make this stuff a bit better, and it's another target for them to have to whittle down. So, that's something else. They only cost 500, so I think it's worthwhile. It's a bit of fun. Anyway, I do have 2 Blood Knights as well. I have 1 Blood Knight here, 1 Blood Knight here. The Red Duke, obviously the Zombie Dragon, very formidable target. My only worry here was that he'd bring a dragon of his own. If he brought a Star Dragon, he could easily just get on the Red Duke, back up his own dragon with a few missiles, and the Red Duke would be doomed. Which isn't good. So a bit risky, but, you know, it's fine. I've got him up there. It's all good. And also over here, somewhere. Here we go. I have the die pack as well. I really like the die pack. If you did bring dragons and it landed, the die pack will actually get a lot of damage in with their anti-large. As you can see here, boom, anti-large bonus. So they're pretty good. You know, they're not bad, and they can chase things around. They help. They help. I like them. So my opponent, here you can see he's actually got a Noble and the Fireborn hidden in the trees here. Fireborn with that fire damage, really good against the Vampire Count, but also the anti-large, so very formidable. The Noble's pretty damn cool. This one is on a horse, so he's going to have the anti-large bonus. And over here, he actually has a second Noble, this one on a chariot. This will be the anti-infantry Noble, which is pretty cool. So nice to see the mix of 2 Nobles, you know, for different jobs. Also, he's got a Lariel, so he's going to be healing up a lot in a pretty big way. But of course, you'd want that, because look how elite his army is. So obviously, he's got 4 units of Spearmen, which are nothing to, you know, write home about. But still, he has the Scions of Mathlan, he has the Everqueen's Court Guards, and he has the Keepers of the Flame. This is all stuff you don't want to get murdered in a hurry. So pretty cool to have someone who can heal so much when you're bringing such elite units. That's why a Lariel in the High Elves roster is so useful. So we are going to speed things up. And we're going to see what happens. So I'm moving around one side with the Red Duke. I want to sneak in and put zombies on top of them, basically. And if they're going to turn and shoot, then my plan was actually just send the Claw and Gash straight down the pipe and in. Which was the idea. Just get this stuff bogged down. Just can't have the Everqueen's Court Guard firing. They are too deadly. They do too much damage. As we'll see in a minute, they will actually get shot off with the Claw and Gash, which does shrug off a lot of the damage, the Claw and Gash, but it'll take a lot. It'll take a lot of damage. Luckily, though, it can heal itself, so all I have to do is wander off for a bit and I can get back involved. But really, you want it involved in the front line the whole time. So really need to bog these guys down so they can't just pick off vital targets. So over here, Noble is being a nuisance, so running down some zombies, you know, doing some good damage to the Graveguard, actually. And this really slows down my advance, which is really clever. So over here, I've got the die pack exploring the trees, because I figured he'd have something hidden. He had to. So I found those guys, know where they are now, so they're not going to be able to surprise me, so that's good news. And here you can see the Everqueen's Court Guards. They are firing at the Claw and Gash, and it will do a pretty substantial amount of damage. Yeah, look at that. You don't want that to be happening constantly. So he's going to start running away, but it's too late. Zombies are going to be on top of the Everqueen Court Guard. And now I'm going to advance with everything, including the Claw and Gash. I want to get stuck in here as well. So they can't fire, because they're being nobbled by, is that the right word? Probably not. Anyway, they're being attacked by the zombies. So they're having to try and back away from that. I'm advancing. I've got the Red Duke in here. He's going to try and breath attack the Keepers of the Flame. Because frankly, you don't want the Keepers of Flame to die in melee, because they'll explode and hurt you. But look at that. Barely any damage from that breath attack, which is pretty damn incredible, honestly, that they took that like an absolute champs. Very scary indeed. So still on the Everqueen's Court Guard, and I'm actually going to dive on top of them with the Red Duke. I know there's Keeper of the Flame nearby, and that's why I'm going to put more zombies in the way, so you can't actually get a good surround on the Red Duke, and the Red Duke can kill some more of these Everqueen's Court Guard. That's the plan. So I do actually have the corpse cart in here fighting the Signs of Atilla, probably the wisest thing. I had my Blood Knights on this side, actually charge into the bag of Spearmen just to help terrify them. So now all my Graveguard and everything can advance into this blob. Over on this side, I've been chasing that Noble, getting some good damage with my Blood Knights and my Dire Pack, and I got Graveguard over here too, so fairly good units. But he's going to charge in with the the Fireborn rather, so he's going to charge in. That's obviously going to hurt, but I've got my Blood Knights. They did quick charge into this stuff, and I'm going to pull them out again. It's basically just to avoid the Everqueen's Courtyard from being able to escape. So use a Curse of Years and all this stuff, and suddenly it's going to be far less effective. But here you can see the Signs of Atilla. They're just going to keep getting more and more healing from this Star of Overlord. It's very annoying. These guys are very hard to kill. So, bit of a nuisance, but I'll get them eventually. You know, the Corner Gash can sit here all day, I don't mind. So, here I do actually have the Blood Knights running the other way. I pulled out my other Blood Knights, because I don't want them in sustained combat with this stuff. I'm happy for the Graveguard to get hacked to pieces by the Fireborn, because the Fireborn are anti-large and very expensive, so they're going to waste that time. That's great. So I'm going to charge back in. Unfortunately, the Die Pack sort of took the charge, which, I mean, I guess that's what you want, but they aren't half hurt by that. So, more healing going down here. So, oh no, it's fast protection. So now, Fireborn, with martial prowess, have 80 melee defense, which is a little bit ridiculous. So here, Everqueen's Courtyard, there's still a lot of them, and they still have a lot of ammunition, but I'm keeping them bogged down for the most part, at least. Alariel's in here trying to fight everything off. Signs of Atilla still going somehow. These zombies obviously didn't really touch the Spearman, it kept the Spearman busy for a long time. Here, lovely breath attack. That should actually get rid of martial prowess, I think. Nope, not quite. Not quite. Is that without martial prowess now? Maybe. So 40 melee defense, but look at that, they actually terrify, which is awesome. You know, hitting them from all sides like this, and after the breath attack, the Fireborn have had enough here, so that is really good for me. And suddenly, all these Blood Knights, they are going to tear apart these Nobles. The Nobles do not have a good chance in here anymore, so that's really good. But of course, he is trying to back up these units with the Keepers of the Flame, which I cannot have. So I'm going to have to start dropping more zombies on top of them. And the Claw and a Gash is actually just going to charge through all of this stuff and get on the Everqueen's Courtyard. It's only the Keepers of the Flame that I'm scared of for the Claw and a Gash. Well, and the Everqueen's Courtyard, frankly. But if I can get into melee with them, then they're not really that useful. So, yeah, Claw and a Gash can handle it. Don't worry about it, guys. And, of course, everything else is just getting whittled down eventually. So, over here, you know, trying to deal with the Noble with the Blood Knights. These Blood Knights are in here, the Fireborn are back in the fight, and there's a load of Spearmen and very elite Keepers of the Flame here. So I'm keeping this stuff bogged down with a load of zombies, which is something, but there we go, another fast protection. I love fast protection, such a good spell. Look at that, 92 melee defense. That is just criminally high. I can't think of anything else that can have that high melee defense, so it's pretty cool. So I'm partly chasing off the Fireborn here, partly dealing with his Noble, but he doesn't have many left, honestly, only 11, so it's not too bad. I still have plenty of Blood Knights, so I can kind of control the pace of the battle at this point, so that's nice. So I actually sent the Red Duke back over here to help finish off the Everqueen's Courtyard, because frankly the Keepers of the Flame, they're the only thing that can really defend all this stuff, and they're over here now. Trying to help with the cavalry engagement that I've basically won and, you know, decided to fight elsewhere. So, pretty rough. It's pretty rough. Keepers of Flame just need to keep out of their way, and they won't really get a lot done. I say that, actually. They have 185 kills so far, but frankly, that's 185 dead zombies. I don't really care. That's totally fine by me. So, Earthblood on this stuff, get it even more healed up, which is a little bit ridiculous. You can see the Noble actually full health right now, which is pretty nuts. But all the rest of the army is being just completely obliterated, and a load of these Graveguards still have full health, so with that anti-infantry bonus, it will help them kill some of this stuff. So now that the Fireborn are taken care of, I'm going to charge in with my cavalry, so I'm going to quickly charge in there. Another breath attack on the Keepers of the Flame there. Actually managed to get some good damage there. And yet another fast protection and the Star of Avalon. So all this stuff is basically invincible for the moment. There's not a lot I can do. So I'm going to pull my Blood Knights out and start trying to get rid of this stuff. Because as you can see, any unit that comes back, he's charging right at me to try and join this fight. So he's not going to be braced. So if I charge him with cavalry, he's not going to get that charge defense. So he's going to take the brunt of it. Also, I've just got some zombies. I keep peeling off the odd unit just to chase off the remainder of the spearmen that are coming back. And honestly, it's keeping them at bay, and that's all I want. So, things are going alright. Claw and a Gash is right in the middle of it. But because there are so many units in here, the Keepers of the Flame can't really get a good wrap on the Claw and a Gash to really get some good work in. So it's pretty difficult to really hurt the Claw and a Gash at this point. So that's rather nice for me. So still though, Keepers of the Flame, I mean look at them, they're all over the place. There's some more there, some more here. They're completely surrounded by everything. If you just look at all the yellow around here, I have a crazy amount of troops here. So Red Duke's actually going to dive in again, get some really good damage on Alariel here. I had used LC on her earlier, so you know, really helped her get to a healing cap, damaging her like that. But frankly, she's not going to be able to escape this. And with her dead, things aren't going to look as good for him, honestly. So here, as you can see, the Blood Knights are charging in, trying to help break this stuff nice and quick. But they did actually hold out and fight my Blood Knights for a bit. But it kind of doesn't matter at this point, because I've got enough stuff in here to deal with everything else. So at that point, I'm not sure if he actually quit or if everything did just shatter all at once. But it went pretty damn well. I'm pretty happy with how that went. I had a couple of zombies get 12 kills each. And that's pretty phenomenal. Good on you, zombies. Oh. Yeah, I'm glad I brought them. But yeah, it went pretty well. Graveguard will just absolutely just smash Spearmen. They have no problem against Spearmen at all. Blood Knights, they will actually do pretty well against a lot of the high elf cavalry. That anti-large bonus of theirs, they're pretty damn formidable. As long as you don't just let them get, you know, completely surrounded and hit with a load of spells all at once, they won't crumble. You know, you can just pull them out again. Let something cheaper just take the flak for a bit and then re-engage the fight elsewhere. Keep getting the benefit of those charge bonuses. They're very useful. So, yeah, rather nice, rather nice. The Fireborn, 46 kills. I don't know how many of those were the Dire Pack, but I feel like my Blood Knights, they did pretty damn well in this fight. But yeah, I kind of like this build, but it's a bit iffy. You're kind of asking to have zombies placed on your only, you know, ranged unit, and at that point, it's not going to get a lot done. I mean, it says 90 kills, but I'm pretty sure that was in melee, fighting off zombies, because they are pretty good in melee. They will be able to fight off zombies, but frankly, it stops them from firing long enough that they, you know, they've done their job at that point. That's all you want the zombies for. It's just to stop them firing, not actually to kill anything. So they really do their job. But here, 289 kills. Yeah, I just kept these guys busy the whole time. Just kept putting more and more zombies on top of them so they could never really defend what I wanted to kill. And that, at that point, they kind of become useless, you know? I mean, 289 kills, you think, wow, that was worth it. But when you think of what they killed, it's... yeah, it's tough. You just really want to keep away from these guys. And because I was able to, yeah, they didn't really capitalize. They didn't really put any pressure on me. Like, none of my better units were really hurt. So it went pretty damn well. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I certainly did. And if you did, please do comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.